Hello, current 10th grade advisory teachers. Tom and I are here today to talk with you about registration. Registration's coming up in January. We wanted for you to have some information so that you weren't flying blind when registration starts on January 8th. Number one, we don't expect for you to be experts, but we would like for you to be able to have a first set of eyeballs on the student registration forms that are going to come in. Registration's changing this year. Students no longer are going to be inputting classes into Synergy. We're going to do that for them. Our goal is to have more staff looking at completed registration forms so that ideally better information in means better information out, means less students changing their schedules the first 3 days of the trimester. And our first part of that is to help get you informed so you can make that initial look. So as you're going through and making that initial look, you have any questions, do not hesitate. Talk with Tom, talk with me, talk to any of the counselors. We're here to help.
The first thing that we want to do is January 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd will be the days that they will be looking at their transcripts and also filling out the paperwork. So that's the process that we want to put together. And we'll start out with that process to fill out with the English section. We look at the English section, there are two classes that are required. One would be in composition or advanced composition, that area, or one in literature. So students who have struggled maybe with reading assignments should take the American Short Stories class. And then most students would enroll probably in themes. So that's their choice for the literature requirement. Composition is for students who struggled with the writing assignments in English 9 and 10. Composition is designed to improve vocabulary, academic writing, organization, and writing papers. Advanced composition is designed for successful 9th and 10th grade students. It'll improve the style and voice, word choice, sentence structure, and organization. And this course definitely will help students master the common conventions of academic writing. So it would be very common for a student to take themes of American Lit and advanced composition. Or another common would be composition and then also taking American Short Stories. That seems to be kind of the match for the English area.
That is widely common, but it doesn't have to be that way. If, when you're reviewing, you see a student who takes themes in American literature and composition, might be a yellow flag for you to question that student about it. And if they have, if they want to stay with that, might also be wise to consult with their current or most recent English teacher.
The only other thing that would be available would cover both of the categories, and that would be AP Language and Composition. A lot of kids will call that APLAC. And those are students that are wanting to challenge themselves. And remember, an AP course is pretty much a design curriculum, and they would take a test in the spring. As far as this would go, there may be an option for a third level of that. It could be A, B, and then C. So that would be something that they could have as an optional piece on that.
So the next is science. Your current students are finishing up biology. Next is either chemistry or physics. Students need to take either chemistry or physics in order to graduate. Most juniors taking chemistry, and they'll have options. They can take chemistry or pre-AP chemistry. Well, why would they take pre-AP? Well, that's a challenging course. It's usually taken by students interested in the hard sciences, engineering or the medical fields. And so students are thinking about taking AP chemistry or AP biology as a senior, then pre-AP chemistry is the prerequisite for that course, for those courses. And students must have completed advanced algebra or have a concurrent enrollment. Chemistry is a college prep course designed for any college-bound student. And physics is going to have options as well. General physics is for students not pursuing a career in the sciences. Physics is the next option. This course requires good algebra skills. This is the course for students interested in a science and engineering. And AP Physics is the next one up. And that's the choice for those really solid A-level math students. It's a lot of math, a lot of interesting lab work. And there's an optional AP Physics extended class for those students who have pre-AP Physics this year and next.
Also, to look at, we have social studies, and what's available in social studies would be American history, and then also AP American history. And remembering that has to be 2 credits per segment, so they would just make the choice between regular or AP in the American history area.
And of course, as with other AP classes, the opportunity to take a test in the spring in which students may qualify for college credit via the College Board. Next is math. So please have your students look at the sticker or the card that they receive from their math teachers. And some of your students may have one that says See Teacher. So in that case, have your student check with their current math instructor, probably a situation where still a little bit too early on, maybe taking the A section for the first time now in trimester 2.
And then there's also a requirement in 10th grade. Remember, there was a requirement in Phi-Ed. Some students, however, may have chosen to wait and take that requirement in 11th grade. So it wouldn't be unheard of to see someone having Phi-Ed 10 listed because it's 10 or 11. You will not probably see very many, but that could happen. So the only question that I would say to ask them is, have you taken Phi-Ed 10 before? Because we're not asking for another requirement in 11th grade if they've already done it.
Yeah, if they took it in 10th, they don't have to take it in 11th, but they got to take it in 11th.
Now, another area in electives would be like Northeast Metro, and since these students are starting 11th grade, they're really eligible for taking Northeast Metro or PSEO, post-secondary enrollment option. I just want to drop a note saying that January 14th, we will have an evening program that will show a meeting on this PSEO, Northeast Metro, and also College in the Schools. So just a reminder, if they're looking to do any of that, PSEO, they have to contact me about that to get started with that. And then if they're also looking at Northeast Metro, there is a separate application process for that. We will have those in your packet. We won't have that many. If you need more, you can let us know, but it'll just be a brochure and then a separate application. Remember that does count for 6 credits. So 6 elective credits would go into that. It would just be for two credits in first try, second try, and third try, and it's usually like a third block type setting. So it's something that they can register for just so they know that it equals 6 credits. Also in the elective areas, world languages. This is a chance for students to, if they hadn't taken it, they could still enroll in it. The reason that we encourage world languages with that is because 4-year colleges like to have 2 years of world language. There's going to be a number of students that may decide, hey, I've taken my 2 years, maybe I won't continue with that, and they'll have electives, or they may not have even started it, or they may have several years, but it just depends on how that goes. So you can kind of view that. So the rule of thumb is to have two years for a 4-year college of world language.
So let's talk about the calendar just briefly. January 8th is the first advisory. You'll hand out transcripts. You'll hand out the registration forms, the registration packets. Over the course of the next week, they're going to have an opportunity to bring those registration forms home, talk with their families. We're not requiring for the parents and guardians to sign off on these forms. Gives them a week to consult with teachers, with counselors. So we expect on the 15th, they're going to return completed forms. There's an opportunity for you to look at those forms. And the final advisory, the 22nd, if there's any changes that need to be made, there's a week to do it. On the 22nd, we're just going to have them have those completed forms transferred over to a grade-specific color-coded form. Those forms and the original ones will be turned in. If you have a student who is a special education student, AVID, EL student, those students, remember that they should go through the process just like everybody else, but know that they're going to have staff people from those departments working with them on their registrations. So there it is. We hope that this gives you an initial sense, give you a baseline level of information that you can help students on. Again, I can't say this enough. We don't expect for you to be experts on this. We just want for you to have a baseline of information concerning those required classes, those frequently asked questions, so that you can provide your insight to your students. And on behalf of the counseling department, thanks for your help.
Thank you.